Well, hi and welcome to my shop, and thanks for joining me here today. It's the 19th of April, and I'm going to be working on this really nice Nordmende radio. Just a little bit of background. I think I've posted one video on this radio, so I will probably continue the video numbering as if this is just the next video in the series, but that was probably, well, almost a year ago. I think it was last summer I bought this, and I'll tell you how I acquired it. I almost didn't buy it. I was at a yard sale, chatting with the guy. I mentioned to him, "Oh, I'm looking for old radios." He says, "Oh, hang on a minute." And he disappears into his house, and he came out with this radio. This radio was so dirty, it's just covered with dirt on the top. I took a look at it, and I thought, "Oh my God, I don't even want to buy that for a buck. It's a horror story." And so the guy said, "Hey, $2, it's yours." So I couldn't say no to that. So I gave him the $2 and brought this thing home thinking it was a crappy radio. I didn't notice it was a Nordmende radio, but got it home. I think in the video I cleaned it off. I can't remember now, but the video at some point anyway, I cleaned off the top, and it turns out to be a fantastic radio with, of all things, a turret tuner in here. Can you see? I had no idea this was under the dirt when I bought this for $2. The radio essentially works. In fact, we're going to play it first off, and then I'm really anxious to solve one main problem with it, and that is, you see how it says it's the 49 meter band? No, it's not. This radio's on some other band when it says 49, and so it goes. This whole tumbler is somehow gotten out of sync in there. How that happened, I have no idea. So let's give it a go here. First I'll push the AM radio button, and we'll listen to the AM radio to start with. I have it plugged in. I put a little power supply onto it because I think this guy only runs with batteries, but I've gone ahead and, or maybe there's a special power supply. I don't have the official power supply. Yeah, right in there. So for some reason I didn't do that. I can't remember. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why. Why didn't I use that? I don't know. Okay, let's switch it on here. After having talked this thing up, where is it? Oh my gosh. Some dirt in the volume control here. AM tuning. So this is the AM tuning pointer. This radio has three pointers on it. It has one up here for FM. This one is the same pointer here, and then another one down here. Well, they all got different knobs. So there's one of my favorite stations to tune in. Oh, what just happened there? Dirty switch. Dirty switch problems. Okay, it's okay. But oh, probably just this button again. Okay, pretty clear. Button needs to be cleaned. I'm sure all of them. Let's try FM on this radio. Put the antenna up a little bit here. Okay. FM.
New businesses, the arts, culture, and sports sectors, along with the commitment to work with the provinces on a commercial rent relief plan. Mr. Trudeau also faced questions yesterday about a looming deadline. tomorrow, Parliament is supposed to reconvene in person after 5 weeks of being adjourned due to the pandemic. That is, it will resume unless all parties can agree on a continued suspension or an alternative.
So I'm tuning this, I'm listening to it, I'm watching this meter all at the same time to see if this adds up properly. The meter at the highest.
Is CBC editor and host of CBC Radio.
It's just not strong enough signals here. A little distortion. Let's go way up here. So the clearest sound does not occur when the pointer's at the top or the strongest signal. When the signal is the strongest, the sound actually isn't all that good. Just watch the meter over here. That's about the best sound there. But there's the highest setting. So that tells me there's a bit of an alignment deal with the FM side of this. Not surprising at all. Now we'll try shortwave. Shortwave bands. What time is it here? It's 11 o'clock in the morning here. Now this says we're on 11 megahertz, but I found out last time with this radio, and subsequently trying to use this radio, that this is not correct. So supposedly this is 11 megahertz. And I couldn't tell you what it really is offhand. Nothing there. A bit of dirt in the switch here. Okay, so it looks like we're picking something up at 14.4 or 5 here, but we can't pick shortwave up at this frequency. There's nothing there. In fact, this is a handband. So that's just more proof that regardless of what this dial says, it's actually tuned to a different band. How that could get knocked off, I have no idea. Did I do it before when I was fooling around? I don't know. Is this a continuous? So this ends at 12.5. The next band starts, starts at 12.5. Maybe not. This one ends at 14. And these really are bands. Clearly it's a 19 meter band. So I don't think it's a continuous coverage. It starts at it's like 17.5. It's really spread here. 10.5 and this end. Yeah, so this is not a continuous coverage. This is a band radio. Band. So it's right there. Bands. Wait a minute. What setting is this? When it says bands, what's it on? It's on something. Oh, of course it's rotated wrong. Well, that means there must be a spot that's dead where this comes up. Is that true? That sounds kind of dead. It's not quite. So maybe this is where the word band should come up. Somehow I don't think so. Well, doesn't seem to be anything there. A strange situation. Okay, we're only going to resolve this by taking the radio apart anyway, but that's the primary problem. Everything else about this radio is pretty good. Maybe just a touch of tuning. It's going to really, I like this radio. Okay. So what I've got to figure out here again is how to take this apart, which I don't recall. Got some foot screws here. I don't want to scratch this guy up, right? It's quite a heavy radio. I'm guessing there's some more base screws in here to be accessed. There we go. Oh my gosh, this is just clipped on. Hey, what are you doing here? Okay. I'm gonna guess this little pocket was the storage area for the cord that originally came with this radio. Why is it not running off its cord? Why did I do this? It could be, I just couldn't find a cord to plug into it. I should really try its own cord too. So in here, are there any screws? There's there, here, here. And then what would happen? What would happen then? So you loosen these off. The base drops off. Now what about the top here? So we get the top panel off if we take these screws out here. And then you know what, there might be more screws right underneath that I need to get at that are really what we're after. The other thing too is the last time I took this apart, I didn't put the collar back around the meter. Here it is here. So I've been waiting to put the collar back in on it since then. Okay, we'll take out the little screws. Let's start at the top here. We'll take out these little screws. These are really rusty and they're just terrible to look at. So I think I'm going to try to clean these up so when they go back in they aren't little blobs of rust. Pretty sure I'm going to have to take the knobs off here. Wow, that's a toughie. That's not. Okay, so there's a screw here. Flathead. Right, there's another screw. Oh, son of a gun. No. Yeah, another screw. It's not as magnetic. More magnetic. There we go. No screws on this one. There we go. Looks like there's no screws here. Wow. I hate to wedge this upwards. And it made this so your fingers won't slide this way on it, but they slide this way pretty easy. Doggone them. Can I get in there and just, without breaking something, and wedge it up? I don't think so. No, it's not anywhere near it. How did I get it off last time? Like that. Just applying my manliness to it. Okay. I think we're okay now. See if we can get this out. This whole, you know what? I need to hold what's coming out here. A little more to this than I thought. See, I could have watched my old video and relearned this whole thing. Okay, so chances are this cover comes off when you want it off, but you don't need it off. What you really need to do is drop these screws and then pull the case off this way. That's what I think is going to happen. Lots of screws under here. Not all of them are holding the cabinet. So look for, 4 or 5 or 6. Oh shoot! Son of a gun. So that's the way it goes there. So look for similar screws. I'm a little shaky today. I think I drank too much coffee this morning. Just like everybody, I'm just more generally nervous these days. Wonder why. I have to admit, for all the people whose lives are being disrupted, my life, my wife's life, it's not much of a disruption to us. So we have to kind of. There's a screw way down there. Are we there? Maybe we're there. Oh, all kinds of things are coming apart. Wait a minute. Okay, so I was wrong about what I said earlier. Let's go back up here. Take this plate out of here very carefully. Don't want this to get messed up. Okay. It's definitely coming apart everywhere. What's holding that in? There's a screw under here. Right in the middle here. I think that's out. Yeah. Off comes the plate. Okay. Always fun trying to figure out how these come apart. Now we're ready to slide the cabinet off of it. Stop us. Here's the stop us. Ooh. Okay, the antenna's coming right out. Okay, everything's loose everywhere. The screw is still here. This screw is not in anything. That screw there. No, it's not biting anything. This one's not biting anything. There's a screw here and a screw here. Let's take these off. There's some kind of multi-connector thing along here. It looks like you would drop this radio into some kind of a some kind of a stand or something. Yeah, I don't think I needed to do that. We'll see. Hey. Not magnetic? Sure it is. Push on it. Silly situation. It's just caught in there, you know, by the threads or something. There it goes. Okay, as I said, I don't think I needed to take those out. Now it's still not coming. There's one here. What's that one holding? I don't think that's a good one to take out. I mean, there shouldn't be any screws on the bottom here needed taken out, should there? And here comes the antenna again. How is that so loose? God. Okay, what am I overlooking here? Looking down all the edges. Maybe I just have to push it out harder to get it out. You know what it is? Oh! Okay, there we go. A little guillotine in the morning. I put these two screws in to get better access to the antenna. They're the things that are blocking it. Duh. Okay, we should get this right off now. Oh, this is just horrifying pulling this off. Ooh, don't put your fingers through the speaker. So the antenna's loose because I undid the screw to it by accident. The screws I undid. I think it's just jamming in here. Just yanking it upwards. Boy, okay. This definitely gonna need a repair when I get this off. Okay, it looks like it's just pinching. Just maybe the case is kind of warped inwards or something. It doesn't look like it, does it? What's holding now? Looks like it's pinned right in here. Oh, right on the speaker. Let's just push a little more. Is it possible there's something I've forgotten about? I got this far and there's still something I haven't done. Oh, it can't be the case. Spider web in there. Maybe the... Man alive. Into something pretty solid. What is it running into? on the front or the back. Son of a gun. There we go. It's just caught on the board here a little bit. See? So they've taken the cover here and they've wrapped it around up the other side and probably glued it. And what's happened is the glue has given out and some of this has bent back. And so now it's coming up and grabbing all this stuff right in here. So how can I just keep going? Just keep going. It's just cloth. Shouldn't worry too much about it. Is it just cloth? Jumper. Man alive, it's just, I don't know if this is from shrinkage over time or what. I'm gonna regret this in the end. Catching on stuff here, I think. The other side, oh, something similar on the other side here too. Catching on this. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely catching on that. Careful, man. Don't ruin the speaker. This has beautiful sound. I don't know if you noticed it. But if I play FM and tune in some music with a good strong FM signal, the sound quality out of this radio is wonderful. It's still stuck here. This will be the whole video. Pulling the cabinet off. Just getting stuck on both front and back. I'll never put this radio back in its cabinet. Once I get it out, I'll just keep it out. It's really jammed up in here now. Speaker. There we go. Now this is like lock picking. I say, lock picking lawyer. Did you watch this? Did you watch this? Ooh, that wasn't good. I didn't like that sound. There. Oh my gosh, what a process. What an ugly, ugly process that was. Oh boy. Okay, now careful what you grab onto. This beautiful speaker out front. Look at that. Dual speakers. Okay. Antenna totally free. So this long screw, which holds the frame up on the top, the metal chrome frame. The other screw is here, and it's broken out of its holder here. Significance of that. Watch where you grab it now. What do we grab here? Take that screw out of there. Okay, deep breath. What do we got here? Let's look it over. So here's the where I'm interested in making an adjustment of some sort here. So we'll be studying what goes on with this. I've got the volume control and the two tone controls, and they're fairly accessible. Sticker here, Globetrotter. This must be like the serial number. There's another sticker up in here. So on the side here, you see two large transistors. So this is, I don't know. You can guess these are output transistors, but that's just a guess. What else is going on here? This looks like a tuner. The whole thing's a tuner. There's a single big board. There's probably another board and board inside here. Some screws retaining it. And we have access to what? Access to not much. Back of all these external plugs. There's the tuning capacitor. Two parts, but there could be other tuning capacitors in here. There almost certainly is, because there's 3 independent tuning dials. 1, 2, 3. So there must be 3 independent capacitors. A whole bunch of stuff under this cardboard thing here. Does that just come out? It's actually screwed. It's actually got a screw through it. Poor cat's crying out there now. Okay, what are we trying to do with this radio? One is clean all the switches. Oh my gosh, they're all up in here. They're all, you can kind of see the layout of them. There are holes through the board, but I think, I would guess all these holes are for adjustments. None of them labeled in any way. Actually see one of a little rubber piece sticking out of this hole. Sometimes what they do is you put the slug in, and the slug is going into a thing, into a sleeve, if you like, and they'll stick a piece of rubber kind of between the slug and the sleeve. Oh my gosh. And I think that's what I see sticking out of one of these holes here. Peanut, can you not see? I'm busy. Thing on there. Oh boy. Let's see. Some screws up here on the top. Probably a couple more. Probably holding this whole plastic piece on. How do you get to these buttons to clean them? Come from this side. Come from the top. Completely from the top. Hey, that's possible. That is possible. Way down in there. You can see the button housings down in there. I can see all the slugs that you could see the hole for coming up the other way, so it's definitely slugs. Pretty tough getting up in here. Trying to clean all these buttons and get at them really well. Pretty tough to do it. So as for this must be the band changer here, rotating this drum. It's all by gears, as I suspected. Somehow this thing has skipped gears in here. That's what I'm thinking has happened to make this out of sync with the radio. What is this curious thing? I don't know what that is. That. Okay, Peanut. I've almost seen enough here. I have to go in, think about things a little bit. And pulling this top part off completely disembowels all the gearing and stringing and everything, it looks like. So we don't want to do that. Lifting the speaker out, it's going to give you a lot of access. This plate looks small. Yeah, it ends just out of sight here. Careful, don't bust that. Don't move it. Don't move it. So maybe I can lift the speaker out and get access this way. That looks like the way to go. What do you think, Peanut? You're in agreement with me. Okay. I think that's what we're going to do after I spend a little bit of time playing with that guy. Is that right? Yes, I know. It's a bad day outside. Yeah. See, he's turning his head. Look now he's running to the door. That's the cat's way of talking. Cats think people are smart. Actually, cats have their doubts about how smart people are. So they present themselves and they think they're telling you something by the way they're standing there. Other cats can probably read it, but we can't. So we look pretty stupid to a cat. That's the truth. Okay, I'm coming, Peanut. He's the boss, not me.